Well, it's really good, you two. Back at it again today with Neon.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Today we're gonna talk about all of the Pokemon stats and new moves and how our thoughts on how it's gonna change the meta game.
Yeah, for the most part, well, I personally am I'm top 500 on the OU ladder for ORAS, which was the last games that came out. So I have like a pretty good understanding of what's going on with everything in the metagame, and I'll give, to be fair, more of a competitive analysis of everything, and then like Paco is just gonna do his normal like memes with everything for the most part.
Hey, I won that one championship.
Yeah, that one championship. All right, it was once.
All right. First we're gonna start with Decidueye. You first.
All right, so this is the grass starter. It's the fully evolved form of Rowlet. And then, all right, so with the stats of this Pokemon, it could have been statted a little better, I think. Like, it's a mixed attacker with 107 attack and then a 100 special attack. And then all it needs to be like a good Pokemon that's a starter and mixed special attacking is Infernape, where it has like 105 of like, or like close, like it's in the hundreds, the low hundreds of attack and special attack, and then it has a decent speed. Like it's like a 110-ish speed or something like that. So it's quick, but Decidueye is stuck at a 70 speed stat. So it's definitely not to the speed range it needs to be super offensive. But it does have a decent special defense stat, which so what my opinion of this Pokemon in general, I think it's gonna have a cool niche to it where it's traps Mons and then can either boost itself up or use U-turn or Baton Pass and then boost up another one of its Pokemon. Because of its signature move, I think it's Soul Shackle? No, it's Spirit Shackle, which it's a 80 power physical attacking ghost type move that just doesn't allow the enemies to switch out anymore. So I think it's gonna, because of its non-great stat distribution, it's probably gonna be like RU, UU at the best, in my opinion. And then, but it's gonna, it actually has a decent move pool, and I like its ability, Long Reach, which kind of, if it's a move that normally makes contact, you don't make contact, so you won't get hit by like Rough Skin or Rocky Helmet. So I think it's probably the second best of the three starters.
Along with my opinion, it is my favorite one aesthetically. It is, I think, the favorite of all of them.
Yeah, it got a lot of love when when it was just in its little Rowlet form. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, look at the little owl."
And it surprised everyone by getting the first dual typing change to Ghost.
Yeah, I was really surprised when it switched to Ghost, but I think that's really cool, especially because it's based off of an extinct owl
Yeah.
from Hawaii.
And now you get to run with a native owl that's dead. Then it's I would say the middle, kind of like always been neutral with Incineroar. Everyone's afraid it was gonna be firefighting. Now it's just Fire Dark, which everyone's more happy about it. So I'm saying it's keeping that neutral vibe from everyone. Um, it's pretty good. Attack stat 115, and I do like physical fire types because they're less likely to get attack drops because for one thing they don't get the attack burn from Will-O-Wisp. Um, Aside from that, it does have a relatively low speed of 60, which is kind of bad because there's a lot of ground types in that speed range. I'm gonna let the rest keep up to Neon.
Yeah, I have a couple redeeming factors to this Pokemon, but for the most part, it was looking really, really good when Torracat, it's the other thing that it evolves directly from, had a 90 speed stat. I was like really thinking this thing was gonna have some good speed and it was gonna hit really hard. But then it turns out that it drops to 60 speed and is very, very slow. And it's not the bulkiest Pokemon. It's got 95 HP, 90 defense, 90 special defense. So like it's not horrible defensive wise, but it's not great either. But I think it's redeeming qualities come solely in the fact that it has Intimidate and that it has U-Turn. Those are two very, very important. Like, it's important ability and important move. Just because U-Turn keeps great momentum, Intimidate's just honestly it can make Pokemon good that normally aren't very good. And then I have two complaints with it besides the speed. This is Dark type Emboar. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just a new Emboar that doesn't hit as hard. So that's my opinion on that part. And then it's because of how slow it is, it's reliant on Sucker Punch. But Sucker Punch just got nerfed in power. So it's maybe if it came back a gen earlier, it'd be slightly better than it is now. But yeah, that's my opinion on Incineroar.
Yeah, I feel bummed out that they didn't give a unique ability. It's just Intimidate. I see it, but
Yeah, and Intimidate works really well for its like supposed like design, I guess, but yeah, I didn't get anything like new like the other two did.
up next is Primarina, which I'm gonna let Neon start with because he's gonna be picking this one for his playthrough.
Yeah, back when they just revealed the 3 starters, I was like, wait, all right, so this thing's obviously just going to be Water Fairy, and then everyone was like, yeah, whatever. And then when they showed the leak that it learned Dazzling, or it learned weak fairy type move like level 8 or whatever, and people were like, oh crap, this might actually be a fairy type. So, this, first of all, it's actually going to be pretty good in doubles, because it has a lot of really good supportive type moves that only are going to work in double battles. And, like, it seems like it can work there. And all of the starters have very, very slow speeds, which is what people have been really complaining about. But Primarina is the only one that really doesn't care about that, because it's a bulky water type that normally doesn't need speed. And then the first thing that caught my eye was its new ability, Liquid Voice, which makes all sound type or sound-based moves water type. Which at first I was like, oh, that's awesome. We get like a Pixelate but for water with Hyper Voice. But then it didn't say anything about a boost in power, which therefore makes Liquid Voice absolutely useless on this Pokemon. Because it would just be a 90 power Hyper Voice, which is the same thing as Surf now. And then just, even though Scald's only 80 power, everyone knows Scald is significantly better due to the burn chance. And then my prediction for where I think this Pokemon's going to be, honestly, because it has a surprisingly high special attack stat. It is a 126 special attack stat. It's pretty bulky with its 116 special defense. So I think it's going to be bouncing around for a little while until the meta stabilizes. But once it does, I think it should sit around UU, because like it's going to hit harder than Melodic and Vaporeon, but it's not going to be quite as bulky. But since I think it hits harder, it has a chance to stay with them.
Along with that, the typing is so it complements each other well. The only other one is that we have previously was a Azumarill, and that's in sitting no U. And there's not much that can take advantage of its typing. It resists steel, I think, right?
It's neutral to steel because
water.
Yeah, the things help each other's weaknesses for the most part.
Poison for the most part isn't really like available in the game, and aside from that, grass and electric, it looks like it's going to eat up special hits, and the people are going to rely on physical hits to take it down, and which is another rare thing as much as poison is. And alongside with that, it's pretty solid. I actually predict it can be up to OU.
Oh, you think it's going to be OU? Yeah, originally, my first thought was, like, back when I thought Liquid Voice had the special attack boost, I was like, this thing's OU. But since I'm pretty sure it doesn't give the attack boost, I think it's going to sit UU or BL.
Alright. Now, the next one is
Toucannon, or Toucannon, like nice little play on words between toucan and cannon.
You're right.
Then, do you want to start with this one?
Sure, I hate the design. For one thing, you can't just have a woodpecker change slowly into a toucan. It just doesn't look great. The transition, it doesn't. It's nothing special. It makes no sense. I do understand that we're gonna make a toucan Pokemon, and it's fine for Hawaii, but it just shouldn't have came from a woodpecker. And honestly, it looks too simple. Like it doesn't look like a Pokemon. It literally looks like a cartoonized toucan.
Toucan Sam looking ass.
You right? And
Like, yeah. My thoughts on this one are okay. It gets a really, really good move pool to benefit the fact that it gets Skill Link. So like it's Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, stuff like that. It has and then once again, it has a really good attack stat to benefit that. Other than that, its stats aren't very promising. It's not going to live too many hits. Just like I said with Incineroar, it does have a benefit though that it gets U-turn because U-turn is just a crazy good move. And then other than that, like it has a decent move pool. Like yeah, it's not much to say about it other than it's really wishing it had another good stat. Like if it had a pretty good defense or special defense or just HP, which allows it to live longer, it could provide more to it. Oh, but it does get a new move called Beak Blast, which I don't think it's going to be very good, but it's kind of funny to me. Like, I don't know, you just, like, what it does is it's a 2-turn move. The first turn, you sit there heating up, and then if you get attacked, or the Pokemon makes contact with you while you're heating up, they get burned, which I think is just kind of funny. I don't think it's going to have much viability. It's just something I'm definitely going to use in free-for-alls.
alright, moving on, we're gonna talk about Gumshoos.
Donald Trump.
Bruh, this is being recorded the same day as the election. I hope
Yeah,
this
the
doesn't.
same day, like, oh no.
So cross your fingers, and hopefully I haven't moved yet. No, I'm honest. Okay, I'm gonna give my quick review because it's very small. It has good abilities with Stakeout,
It has beautiful abilities.
Strong Jaw, and Adaptability. Very highly offensive. It's definitely doing more damage than it normally would have if it had was just been a normal rodent Pokemon from any other generation. And it's similar to Watchog actually. It has the same amount of stats in almost every category, except it's a more dedicated physical attacker than a speedy one, which is something that Watchog was more of like a in between speedy and physical hitting. But I can see this one being the more reliable one in the comparison between the others.
Yeah, my opinions on Gumshoos are the same thing. It has 3 super good abilities. So, like, honestly, you can viably use any ability, but Stakeout is probably going to be the most used just because the fact that you can deal double damage to something is just insane. Once again, this Pokemon also gets U-turn, which can, once again, give it a chance. Like, not only because, like, especially with this thing having Stakeout, if the opponent's going to have to switch their Pokemon out, then they're going to switch out. Then they're going to get hit by a Stakeout boosted U-turn, and you get to keep momentum and switch out. This thing is the same thing I say with Toucanon. It's really wishing it had a second good stat other than just its 110 attack stat. Its next highest is 88, and that's just an HP, so it's like really nothing to write home about. And then, my opinion, I think this is going to be a very, very powerful Pokemon in the NU tier.
Alright, I'm gonna let you start off with Vikavolt for once because I've been taking the lead on past.
Yeah, I'm just basically it's going to be me just complaining about this Pokemon for quite a bit. Just because, alright, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure when they read the description of it, they talked about its like slicing speeds. It has a 43 speed stat. It is just disgustingly slow. It has a really, really good special attack stat at 145 and okay defenses, but like it's just super duper slow. And then if it had even a remotely quick speed, like put it at like 90 and it would have been like pretty dang good because of how hard it hits. But no, this thing is awfully slow, like awfully slow. And that is just that honestly, when I first saw its stats, it triggered the hell out of me. But it does have a good move pool, which and it's gonna hit really hard with a 145 special attack. but I don't think it's gonna make. It's not gonna hit hard enough to make up for the fact that it's gonna attack probably once, unless you can get it in at the perfect time to where they have to switch out and you get like a free hit off, because it doesn't have great defenses, and then it's super slow, so it's no matter what, it's most likely going to get outsped. So it should probably get 2-hit KO'd, so it'll get off like one good hit. But other than that, that's it for what I think about it. I don't really know where it's going to be classified, because we see from Mega Camera up to super hard hitting slow Pokemon can be good, but I don't see Vikavolt being as good as Mega Camera up, so probably it could be maybe RU, but I don't know. For the most part, this Pokemon's stumping the hell out of me.
For me, in my opinion, it is a god. It is a hero. He
I
will
don't
be
care
the
that
one
it
you
gets.
tell legends of.
I know. I do not care that it
It has
gets
Zap Cannon. You know how
Zap Cannon. Fuck
I'm
Zap
gonna
Cannon.
take credit from Neon's previous discussion. He said it's probably gonna get one hit off. Why not let it be Zap Cannon? It's literally two moves in one. And it has what was the move? Guillotine.
Guillotine.
So if you can't hit it with Zap Cannon, so like a ground type, guillotine its ass, then you're good.
There's Oko Claws in OU.
Okay, this is gonna be for playthrough and free for rolls. It's that good for that stuff, and it's aesthetically pleasing. Everyone can agree on that.
It does look beautiful. Oh my man, like he looking like some like powerful jumper cables. Like
Oh, you're right.
This is what I want to like put some battery back into my car.
All right.
Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is that it does have levitate, which removes its ground weakness, and now it has invulnerability. Levitate's always a good ability, just because you can switch it into earthquake, which is super common in like all tiers.
Okay. Next we're gonna talk about
Crabominable.
Okay, so Carbonral is for me. It's kind of a letdown, but it's one of the typings I always wanted: ice and fighting. Fighting takes care of the rocks, the steel. I don't know what to else, but and then ice can take care of the flying types, and ground if you. It's not a weakness, but it's very. I like the typings. They kind of complement each other, kind of. But the design itself, it's not what I expected. I expected something more sleeker, not this kind of like, uh,
Big oaf.
yeah, it is a big oaf. I don't know. I like it makes sense for the design. I like the idea of crab and an abominable snowman. It makes sense. Um, but aside from that, it's not what I wanted initially. So it's not the one I'll wait on another generation for. Go on.
All right. And then what I have to say about this thing is what you did start to hit on is its two typings are so good offensively. They do complement each other very, very well. And then it gets Iron Fist as an ability, which is going to boost its moves that it's going to be hitting with anyway, which is it's Ice Hammer, right? The new move it has.
Yeah, Ice Hammer's
Yeah,
epic.
Ice Hammer. I'm pretty sure that's going to get an Iron Fist boost, which like it's more powerful than Ice Punch by 15 power, which can be significant. I think it's a lot of fighting type moves too, so it's gonna have a lot of chances to. So it's gonna have its good stab moves that complement each other. It actually doesn't get too many other moves though that are outside of its typing. It gets like Pursuit and like a couple other moves, but nothing actually crazy. So it doesn't have the best coverage. But something that it really, really reminds me of is a less bulky but more offensive version than Hariyama. Because like Hariyama has a way higher HP stat and has priority in Mach Punch, which this Pokemon is lacking. But this has a 132 attack stat with a very high base power moves in Iron Fist. So like I can see this Pokemon hitting really hard in the lower tiers, like probably. I want to say it's going to be put in NU or RU, but there's a chance that this thing could just hit hard enough where it has a chance in UU, but that's like very, very low chances.
All right. Next is I think Oricorio.
Yeah, that's all you, bud. Sorry.
All right, it's fine. It's fine. Oricorio, it was going somewhere, but it has 90 stats. It looks like it's meant to be a sweeper with the 90 attack and not specifically 90, but like 90-ish speed and a special attack. And it has interesting moves. It has Hurricane, which is always a really good move, depending on your luck. And it has an amazing ability, Dancer. It's not just for switching into your opponents who you assume is gonna be using a dance-based move, but you can use it yourself, and it'll like you're honestly using two sword dances, but only for one move.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, in like in a double battle or whatever.
yes, it is very
Yeah.
double battle based. I think, in my opinion, I don't see this very good in one-on-one situations. There are different typings with fire flying for the Baile style, and then there's the pom pom, which is electric. I think.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
electric.
then there's the I think it's the ghost one. I can't remember what that one was phrased
Yeah,
as.
I don't remember the names of the other ones, but they're ghost flying and then psychic
And
flying.
then there's the kind of Hawaii kind of dancer, which is the psychic one. And aside from that, I don't know. It's very straightforward what they made them to do, which is kind of sad because they don't have those stats to pull it off. But if you're lucky and you get the dancer, people can't sleep on you.
Yeah, like my one thing I'd say about them, I really do like their designs. Their designs are really, really cool. I was thinking about getting one on my team just like for my playthrough, just because like really like how they look. But yeah, like when it comes competitive, they're all PU fact. There's not a chance they're getting any higher.
Hmm. All right. Now I want to end this video with this one, and then from there we'll pick on to another one. Uh, a Bombui.
A Bombi. Okay, yeah, that's all right. This thing. All right, I'm gonna say it blew my mind. It's not that it's like crazy good or anything. It's just that it came from the design of Cutie Fly, and I was expecting like utter garbage. But then I got something that's not utter garbage. It has a 124 speed set, which is really fast, and then a 95 special attack set. So it's not like it's like weak by any means. It's not the hardest hitter, but considering it has access to Quiver Dance, it can just definitely set itself up against some other Pokemon who aren't quite ready to deal with it. And then its abilities are okay. Like they're nothing great, but they kind of help what this is going for, I guess. Like Shield Dust, which doesn't allow you to get hit by any secondary things. It would really suck. You're setting up a Quiver Dance on a special attacking bulky water type, so it's not going to hurt you very much. But then it gets you with a Scald Burn. Shield Dust will block that, and then Sweet Veil can allow you to switch into Spore or Sleep Powder, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, other than that, like it was a big it the opposite of disappointing me, honestly. Like I had no expectations for it, so it just like surpassed my expectations, which I'm very okay with this Pokemon.
Yeah. I think I like the design. It's kind of simple. It fits that adorable niche.
Oh my
Um.
god, its scarf is so cute.
Yeah. They didn't need to do that, but they made a relevant mod into something that's kind of like unforgettable. Um. And benefit this and its moves, it has this move called Speed Swap, which replaces your speed with your targets. And honestly, on offensive kind of standpoint, 1-on-1, that doesn't seem useful. But on doubles, as you can see from all the previous months before, they all kind of lack speed. So this is kind of like that great versatile mon that you can pretty much put on almost any team, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna end up with something really slow in your team.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just you being in like yeah, and another thing about this Pokemon that makes it good in doubles, like it gets a move called Pollen Puff, which it's basically Bug Buzz. It has the same power and everything, but instead, it's basically the same thing. But if you attack, it does damage. But if you target an ally with it, you heal them instead of how much you would deal damage. So that it can be like, especially if you're up against like if your ally's like a dark type or something, where it would do so much damage, it will do like a crazy amount of healing to that instead, which can be really, really good.
All right, well, I guess that's all we got for this one. We'll pick up from here on the next one. Um, anything to say, Neon?
Um, get ready for the next one. I have some ranting, and if we get to it, I have some praising as well.
Hopefully we get farther in the next one. All right. Bye.
Bye.